Fabulous. Interesting. Did you enjoy that?
Yeah.
Did you? It's going to get worse now. We have. Do you know who we've got?
Oh, for fuck's
We
sake.
have got. If you want to like, just go up and grab a drink or whatever. You'll have more ways
Is
to play
this seriously my intro?
Yeah. So Rob has been an amazing support for this night, and we've known each other for. Sorry, you just guilt tripped me then. Massively.
No. What I think we should do is I'll just walk on to silence.
He just saunter up.
So Rob's been amazing. He's done all the marketing for this night, and it stands to reason that he's the star of the show. So I have to say that you will do. He's emceeing next month, so he will just rip the shit out of me. So he's the star of the show. He's probably what most of you are here for as well. So give it up for Rob Wood. Round of applause.
Thanks, mate. Well, that could have gone worse. I'm going to be honest, I heard what you wanted to say. So that could have gone a lot worse. Hello everybody, I'll start with an intro. So my name's Rob. Oh, fuck that up already, because my name's Robert, really. Only my nan calls me Robert though. I shortened my name to Rob. I thought Rob was cooler than Robert, so I shortened my name to Rob. I could have shortened it to Bob or Bobby, but I didn't. I shortened it to Rob. I've also got one of those rare names where I can shorten it to the last half of the name as well. Like Robert, I could have shortened it to Bert. You can't do that with many names. Like most things, you shorten it social norm, you shorten it to the first part. Like name Matthew, you shorten it to Matt, not Hugh. So my name's actually Robert Matthew Wood, so I've shortened it to Rob Matt Wood, not Bert Hugh Wood. Which is weird. You do this with most things as well, like Joshua becomes Josh, not Ua, Daniel becomes Dan, not Eel, Jessica becomes Jess, not Ika. Alison becomes Ali, not Simon, Timothy becomes Tim, not Matthew. It's all making sense so far, right? There's some names as well where you shorten it to the middle part of the name. Like Victoria, you can shorten it to Vic, but you can also shorten it to Tori. Ooh. Yeah, you can't shorten it to though. You can't shorten it to the last part of the name, they don't like that. You can't shorten all three syllable names to the middle part, like Benjamin, you can shorten to Ben but not Jam, or In, Chris but not Toe or Fo. I'll be honest, it's just the ramblings and madman at the moment. There's some names that you can't shorten as well, so you have to lengthen them. Like Grace, you can't shorten the name Grace, so you have to just add a letter and you just change it to Gracie. And you just give yourself more work to do. And some names you can't shorten all length, and you have to change it completely. Like Lauren, you have to change to Loza. I don't know any Lozers because I don't live on a council estate anymore. Sorry, Mum. Any more? I'm better than that now. Some names you can only shorten if you change a bit of them. Like James becomes Jim because you have to change a letter. James becomes Jim, and then Jim becomes Jimmy, and people say Jimmy's short for James, but Jimmy isn't short for James because Jimmy and James are the same amount of letters. It's not funny, it's just factual. But none of those rules really apply to me because my name's Robert, so I'm sure it's Robert. So I guess what I'm trying to say, sort of, if I had to make a long story short, is hi, I'm Rob. That's gone better than the last time I did that bit, I'm going to be honest. But the last time I did that bit, I decided I was going to pick people out of the crowd. And the people that were in the crowd, I was going to pick them out and I was going to ask what their name was, and I was going to shorten it. And the guy in the crowd went, you'll never be able to shorten her name. And I was like, okay, so what's your name? And I promise you, she told me her name was Anus. I promise you, she said Anus. And I spent about 5 minutes just ripping into her for her name being Anus. I was like, oh, you shortened it to Annie, oh, you just call yourself an arsehole. Like, I thought I was being fucking well funny. I went almost ethereal, I was floating in the air, people were carrying me, it was a joyous occasion. The whole city shut down and there was a celebration and a parade. It went really, really fucking well. Until I looked at her boyfriend's face and he was going, and I went, oh, what's up with you, mate? And he went, her name's Anise. She's recently had a stroke. Oh my god, that is honestly one of the worst things that's ever happened in my life. That's probably the worst thing that's ever happened to me at a comedy show. The second worst thing that's ever happened at a comedy show happened fairly recently, happened a few weeks ago as well. I did a gig, there was like 4 people in the room, which is fine, I'll be honest, not the smallest gig that I've done. There was 4 people in the room, we had a break, and I went down and got a pint, and I felt a little tap on my shoulder. And it was one of the girls that was in the crowd, and she was like, are you, hey, are you one of the comedians from upstairs? I thought, fucking hell, I'm getting recognised. It's like the best moment of my life. I'll see you fuckers on Taskmaster next week. It's like, it's gonna be fucking awesome. I was like, yeah, that was me up there. That's me. And she was like, oh, I was wondering, is it normally better than this? Or let my ego get the best of me now, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like now's a pretty good time to address the racist orange elephant in the room. Yeah, yesterday Donald Trump became the 47th president of the United States. That's an interesting choice, isn't it? They had a couple of choices. They had the current vice president of the United States, who was also state senator for a little while, and has this whole colourful background in politics over in the US, or senile, racist, sexual abuser who looks like a condom full of orange pulp, basically, doesn't he? They were their options, they were their choices. But they made their choice, and that's good. It's good that they made a choice, because I am pro-choice, which is ironic. Because now they're not. Now America, I feel like America are going to look back on the time that they re-elected Donald Trump in the same way that Brits look back on Brexit. Like, we sort of knew it was wrong at the time, but we still let it happen. I had to check because I didn't know what I was doing. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. So I'm 33 years old. I like to tell people this is my Jesus year. Jesus. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks on the woo from my partner, who's still in her 20s. She was like, hey, you made it this far. Thanks, babe. Yeah, I'm 33 years old. I'll tell people this is my Jesus year, because Jesus was 33 years old when he was crucified. More facts for you. You can fuck off, you're still in your early 20s. But yeah, I think that's not a surprise to everyone. Everyone knew Jesus was dead, right? That's not like a spoiler. I'll be honest, it happens pretty early in the New Testament. It's sort of like in P.S. I Love You, when Gerard Butler dies near the start, but he's still like one of the main characters. That's like Jesus in the New Testament. Jesus is Gerard Butler. Gerard Butler is Jesus. The second coming. But yeah, so I tell people this is my Jesus here because he died for our sins, you know? He died for your sins. He died for yours. He died for my sins. Jesus, the Son of God, over 2,000 years ago, died for my sins. And that's why I like to take cocaine and fuck prostitutes. I don't want his death to be for nothing, do you know what I mean? If we don't see him, he died for nothing.
I made a mistake.
This is it. I turned 34 in like 3 months, so I can't tell that joke anymore. So I need to find another one. I recently had a baby.
Yay!
Yeah, I found not a normal baby though. I haven't had a normal baby. I've had a really, really clever baby.
Yeah.
I found this out recently when I got home from work, and I got home and I was like, "Oh babe, how's your day been?" And she's been like, "Oh, Rob, that baby is a genius." And I went, "Oh my god, why? What's he done? Is he like talking? Is he, what's happening?" I went, he rolled over. Oh, what do you mean he rolled over? I rolled over, no, back to me. Oh, well, he's only 3 months old. He's only 3 months old. They don't normally roll over until they're 4 months old. He's a clever baby. I was like, oh, fucking hell, we'll just book him a Mensa test now, shall we? I don't get it. That wasn't a clever baby to me. That was to you, though. You were so proud. I do have other kids as well. I've got a 15-year-old who I know I don't look old enough, but I've got a 15-year-old who's taller than me. So I have to hold his hand when I cross the street. He's really tall. I've also got a 7-year-old. Obviously, it was Halloween last week. 7 is perfect trick-or-treating age. And so he came to me and he was like, "Dad, I know exactly what I want to be for Halloween this year." And I was like, "God, what do you want to be?" He went, "I want to be something that all kids, all children find scary." I thought, fucking hell, this is so exciting. He's about to ask me for a mustache and a van. I was like, oh my god, what do you want to be? He went, "I want to be a skeleton." I was like, what? I was like, skeletons aren't scary, they're just bones. Skeletons are just bones. You've got a skeleton inside of you right now. I'll be honest, not the best thing to say. He freaked out for about an hour, running around the house screaming, the power of Christ compels me. It was all very horrific, but I had to settle him down after a while, settled him down, and after I settled him down, we started talking about things that are really, really scary that we can make a costume out of. Number one, we started talking about the economy. Apparently, it's pretty difficult to make a costume out of the economy. We did think about just giving him a suit and a red briefcase, but he didn't get it because he's 7. And we went through loads and loads of different ideas, and I'll cut a long story short again. Basically, that's how my 7-year-old went trick-or-treating dressed as P. Diddy this year. Yeah. So I'm going to tell you that punchline originally had a different ending. There was a different punchline originally to that joke. The punchline to that joke originally was, and that's how my 7-year-old went trick-or-treating dressed as John Venables. If you don't know who John Venables is, Mum's already taken a head. If you don't know who John Venables is, he's like a proper sick psychopath who he was a James Bolger killer back in the 90s. I told my mum that joke, and she was like, "Rob, you can't tell that joke. You can't tell that joke because you were the same age as James Bolger. It was horrific. I'd sit up, I'd be crying, I'd be worried. What if that was my child?" And I was like, okay, I'm going to tell it to another comedian. So I told it to another comedian, and they went, "Rob, you can't tell that joke. That happened 30 years ago. You need to get something a little bit more relevant." That's all they fucking cared about. They didn't care about it. Absolutely mental. So it was. So this is my partner just here. This is actually our first night out without the baby together. Yeah, she's done a great job. It was her birthday fairly recently. I'm really shit at buying birthday presents for you, alright? So I said to her, I was like, "Baby, got to give me some sort of advice. What do you want for your birthday?" And she was like, "Oh, just give me some like hair stuff or something." Which I later found out, by the way, meant like a hair mask. But I didn't know that, so I went to Boots and I started looking down the shampoo aisle, because I was like, that's clearly what she wants. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but the shampoo aisle in like Boots is just a minefield of insults to women. It is, it's just like Tresemme for dry hair, herbal essences for greasy hair, Nivea for damaged hair. I thought you never see that on the adverts though, do you? You never see L'Oreal, because your hair is shit. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much for coming out to our first ever comedy show that we've got here. We've got loads and loads planned for 2025 as well. This, I'm not going to say too much, but this won't be the only 4-leaf comedy night in Norwich. So yeah, we're really excited. Thanks very much for supporting us. Thanks very much. I've been Rob. Cheers.
Yeah, mate. So the whole other venue, the person who talked to us about it was as stoned as fuck and spoke to us, so it's not yet confirmed, but hopefully more information. But didn't he do well? Yay! So we're going to do, did you enjoy the first half?